Welcome to the fourth in our series of the organs of Heswall. Today we are in the Catholic Church of Our Lady and St John. It's the largest church in Heswall and it has the largest organ in Heswall. The organ was originally installed here in the 1980s and it was an amalgam of two redundant organs. And in 2015 it was rebuilt and enlarged by the firm of Ellis-Scothen, who are based in the northeast of the UK. The organ is on a gallery at the west end. There's one case on one side of the gallery which contains the pipework for the swell or the upper keys. And the other case is on the opposite side of the gallery and contains the pipework for the grate and the pedal, and the console is in the middle. The organ is the largest and the loudest in Heswall. Loudest because it has the highest wind pressures, and basically the harder you blow a pipe, the louder it sounds. But being the largest, it also has the widest range of sounds of the organs of Heswall. J.S. Bach's Toccata, which I've just played, is one of the most recognisable of music anywhere, not just organ music. Bach was a true polymath. He was an incredible violinist, organist, composer, but also a theologian. And he actually had as many books on theology as he did on music. These days we think that this toccata and the fugue was probably originally a violin piece, and he reworked it for the organ. The first organs had mechanical action. There was a physical link between the key and the pallet or the valve that lets the air into the pipe. There were wooden, metal rods and levers. And over the years, this action changed to electric action. So the console is still the same, the keys are still there, the pipes and the wind supply are all still there, but the control system generally is a computer. One of the pioneers of this electric action was a local lad, Robert Hope Jones. He was a telephone engineer by trade, but playing the organ was a passion of his, and he combined the two. He started his own firm, but had a few problems in the UK, and went to America, teamed up with a very little-known firm called Wurlitzer, who really embraced his ideas, and together they really developed and formed the cinema organ. Just as our home computers come on leaps and bounds every year, so the electrical components inside of an organ have really developed. In the 1930s, Bakelite was the product of choice, and this is a chest magnet which is made pretty much out of Bakelite. Today, we use a lot of different materials. This is a modern chest magnet, which is made out of die-cast metal with stainless steel inserts. Fundamentally, it does exactly the same job, but the materials are rather different. Likewise, the stops that the organist uses to engage the different sounds. On this organ in St John's, it's tabs that we push down or pull up, but most organs have stops that we pull out. And this is an example of an early draw stop. It uses pretty horrible bits of bent wire and springs to work, but the modern equivalent uses magnets. It uses the opposing coil of a magnet to create the feel, and it uses an encapsulated reed switch, so no bent bits of metal in sight. This is the fourth in our series of the organs of Heswall, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Do stay in touch with us though, because we have lots of plans for other places that we can go and see.